Hey everybody, Rich from Elk Endeavors. Hey, listen, today I'm walking out to a park. I haven't been here in quite a long time. This is where I sort of first started doing my videos way back in the winter. Last time I think I was all bundled up. You can go back and check my YouTube feed, but I'm out here at a park, and I love this place because it's gorgeous, and it's actually a farm, and I'm on the trailhead. Not the trailhead, but like the sidelines of the farm. I don't even know what it's called, but yeah, so it's beautiful, isn't it? So I wanted to stop and say hi and talk today about courage. But like I said, if you like I've been saying, if you like what I'm doing and you're excited about the things that I'm saying, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you hit the subscribe button. Please share my videos with people if you find value in them, and other people can find value. I'd love to have that happen, and look forward to continuing to do this. So today I wanted to talk about courage and the courage that it takes to succeed. And what I wanted to do was sort of use a story to talk about courage, and that has to do with my daughter, right? So last weekend we went to Care Crew, which is my daughter loves this horse farm, and so she had spent and done a camp there this summer, and she wanted to do this Care Crew, which is when the kids get to come back and take care of the horses that they met over the summer. And my daughter's got this really heavy attachment to this one horse named Lindy, and she's been itching to get back there and asking, and it hasn't worked out. So finally last weekend it worked out, and we were able to do that, and I was able to go with her. But she also had to have blood work done, so just for like physical or whatever. So trying to get a 9-year-old to do blood work is, as you can imagine, very difficult. And so we didn't tell her. We were able to do the Care Crew, and she was really excited about that. So we didn't tell her. We don't want to break the enjoyment of the Care Crew. I'm going to stop here. Oh, by the way, you have to get blood work. So I told her Saturday morning. So woke up and I heard her get up. And the problem is that when you get blood work, you have to be fasting. So I heard her get up, and I went out to the kitchen and told her that she can't eat because she's getting blood work today. And she was not thrilled about it. But she handled it pretty well. I mean, she knew it was coming, and she knew that she was going to have to get the blood work done. And I knew that having the horse farm thing afterwards would be helpful to getting her to to find the courage that she needed to get through the blood work. So we went, she was very courageous through that morning, through the hour that we had at home, and then we drove to the hospital. And then unfortunately, I thought getting there at 8 o'clock would be the right thing to do. And so I got there, and of course, there's all kinds of people that have been fasting all night, like people who have diabetes, unfortunately, or whatever. But they were all there right at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they've been fasting for a lot longer than my daughter had. So they all got put in. So I had to sit there for an hour, or my daughter had to sit there for an hour, and I was with her. But I felt bad for her because she was not only hungry, but also she was scared. But she had courage, right? And then we finally got called back around 9. We had gotten there at 8. Got called back around 9, and and she looked at me and she said, "I'm scared." And I said, "I know, but you're gonna be okay." Or I said something trying to console her. And then she sat down. There was a couple of tears, but then she did it, and it was one of those that's it, and and that was it. And she and I am inspired by my kids every day, and something that I think is really important, and I wrote about this as well, is that if you're not I feel like if I'm not inspired by my kids, if I don't let them inspire me every day, then I'm doing something wrong. And that day, my daughter inspired me because she was so courageous, and so she knew it had to be done. And she did it, and she took that to heart, and she she just did it. And I was so impressed with her. And so it's just like you sort of fall in love with your kids. If you fall in love with your kids every day, and they do something, they usually do something that you sort of fall out of love with them every day, and then they do something that you fall back in love with them every day. And so it was just a beautiful moment that she was able to, I don't know why I moved out of the shade, that she was able to, to get through. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, was like the courage that it took her to get through that. Was, she's 9. And the first time you go and get blood taken, it's a difficult thing. It's scary. And it's scary for adults. I mean, I give blood, every time I can. And, not that it's not that it's not scary, but it's like, you have to eat right, and I pay much more attention to it. I know I'm conscious of the fact that I'm giving blood, at some point during the day, and therefore, I'm thinking about it all day. But the courage that a 9-year-old has to have, in order to get through, even just an hour of sitting there and waiting. Like I wanted it to be like quick. I wanted it to be like, okay, I'm telling her it's 7 when she got up, and then like I was going to get there at 8, and then she'd be done by like 10 after 8, and it ended up being sitting there for an hour waiting, and trying to, she wasn't really talking about it, so I wasn't talking about it. And then, but then she did it, and she was courageous, and she just inspired me, to do that. And so, my point that I'm trying to, in terms of, moving back toward life, and like, I don't want this to be like, I don't want to use this as a pitch. Not that my videos are pitches, but like, I think it's important when we think about our lives, and think about like the things it takes to be courageous, to do anything. Think about what you've seen other people do. Think about, think if your child, has had a point where they've been really courageous, use that to inspire you to be courageous, and think about other times when you had to be courageous, and you moved through it, and you were able to get past whatever it was, and move on, and all those things, they pile up, and they build, and if you can gather the strength that you need, from yourself and from your own experiences, and then you're also from other people's experience, and perhaps your kids or your brother or sister or your parents, anybody that has had to have courage in order to proceed through the life. Like we could not get to, like, I couldn't get to the horse farm with my daughter unless we got through the blood work. And that was simply what it was. I mean, it was just, it was one thing. I had 2 jobs to do. I had to get her to the blood work, and I had to get her to the horse farm. And knowing that, I think she certainly knew that like something good was coming after the difficult part. And that, that helped, but she would have done it. And, she would have gotten through it, because she's a tough kid. And she's a resilient kid, and I love her for that. And I'm inspired by her, for that. And so that's what I think, today's message, I want it to be, definitely be more of a, like an emotional message, because I think we all need someone to inspire us, and sometimes we forget, or we forget to ask for inspiration, or we forget to look for inspiration, because we get so wrapped up in our own lives that we forget that there's other people doing like amazing, courageous things, and even just the simplest of things like that, to me, is it's a simple, getting blood taken is a simple thing, but not for a 9-year-old, right? I mean, we all know that it's not a simple thing for a 9-year-old. And so, to be able to bear witness to that, and be there for her as her dad, but then also to help her through it, and then to be offered inspiration by her, it's the beauty of being a parent. It's the beauty of being a brother or a sister, or a husband, a father, or whatever. So that's what I want to leave you with today, is just looking at the courage that it takes other people to sometimes thinking about the courage that it just takes for people to get up in the morning, and all the things they have to go through, and how lucky we are. And that's as an adult, I can figure that out. And as a child, my daughter, she got through that, and you know, it's gonna make her stronger, and she'll continue to have success because she was courageous throughout those difficult times. So that's what I wanted to leave you with today. I really appreciate your watching. Again, please subscribe to my channel if you like what I have to say, and let you know, like, share what I'm saying, and you know, and take the messages to heart. You know, these are all things that, you know, fortunately I'm able to bring to my own self, but I'm the reason I'm doing YouTube videos is to pass them along to you, because they can help my viewer, or reader, or whoever, to you know, to get more out of their own lives as well. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great day.